Chinese lawmaker introduces a new proposal on cryptocurrencies. You guys know that obviously we're staying ahead of crypto in every facet, whether it's prices, sectors, different news pieces. That's what we do here on the channel. And one of the things we do look into is this news as it relates to new laws, proposals, etc. And we know that crypto is global. So, what everyone does in and outside of the country you're in, it matters because it could impact things down the line. So, uh, we have some new information, and I want to talk about this in this video, kind of talk through it with you, give you guys my thoughts on what this lawmaker introduces in the new proposal on cryptos for Chinese investors. Now, it's interesting because, China's had this weird kind of back and forth plan or back and forth, um, ruling on crypto in general. It's no secret that, I mean, people own crypto in Asia and in China. They find ways to do it. And, this is interesting nonetheless, though, because it could have lasting impacts. And we don't know exactly what the lawmakers are going to do in a lot of places. And that's why it's important to kind of highlight this news that we see. So here's what happened here. A Chinese lawmaker proposed amending Article 144. And this would make it much easier to interrogate and freeze suspects' virtual currency and other assets. This is obviously something very scary for anybody that is holding crypto. The MP stated that the current system has difficulties in capturing, storing, and evaluating virtual currencies. A deputy of National People's Congress and chairman of the board of Hunan Renren Law Firm suggested in an interview with Rule of Law Daily that a virtual currency destruction system involved in the case needs to be urgently improved. Here's the quote: "The disposal of virtual currencies has become a key and difficult issue in judicial practice." He noted that due to the unique characteristics of virtual currency, which differ from traditional properties, existing institutional arrangements, investigative measures, and property destruction methods cannot meet the actual needs of virtual currency seizure, storage, realization, and other activities involved in the case. Zhang noted that there are no unified institutional regulations in the country on how to take mandatory measures right now, such as seizing and freezing the virtual currencies involved in the case. He pointed out that the anonymity and decentralization of virtual currencies make it difficult to monitor and audit transactions. The contradiction between banning the circulation of virtual currencies in the country and the practical need to dispose and realize virtual currencies involved in the case is incompatible. He pointed out that the evaluation of virtual currency seized in criminal cases can actually meet the interests of more than just one organization, and that there are hidden economic values behind this. According to Zhang, this great economic value can compensate victims of criminal cases for property losses, prevent the violation of victims' legitimate rights and interests, and give crime suspects the opportunity to return stolen goods and pay compensation, thus achieving leniency in punishment. So here's what I gather from all of this, guys. Here's the moral of the story here. We still don't know what the crypto market looks like in a lot of countries, including here in China. We know that they're a big part of the market, but this new proposal obviously looks to, I think, inject a little bit of fear into the markets. We've been here before, though, and it doesn't matter where this news is coming from. We've been hit from all sides, all angles, whether you're in the U.S., somewhere in the Middle East, somewhere in Africa, Asia, etc. I think the big thing here is take in this information, take in this news, but never make huge decisions right away without collectively collecting yourself and giving your guys' true attention to what's happening and what's going on, because there's a lot of, what's that word? Smoke screens, right? Is that thing where like it's opposite? They want you to think this, but really this is happening. I think there's a lot of that going on, right? Where they want you to look this way and blind you from what's really happening. I mean, think about the FTX situation, what it did to the market. So many people got flushed out. Here we are in 2024, and the market's ripping. So, yeah, they want to make it easier to interrogate and freeze suspects' virtual currency and other assets. What is that? I mean, that's like the lead. That's the headline. That is meant to inject fear, in my opinion, and make people afraid of holding an asset that is going against traditional money, traditional currency. And this entire market has dealt with this type of issue, right? And so many people don't own crypto because of it. And imagine where we would be if we didn't have this. Imagine where we would be if all countries actually just adopted this, put in their rules and regulations. I'm not saying we don't need rules and regulations. We need them. We just need them to be clear, defined, and play by the rules. The problem is, in a lot of these places, pretty much around the globe, now some are better than others, we don't have rules and regulations in place. We don't know what the rules are. And there's a lot of ruling with an iron fist happening. And it's no different here, you know? But again, they're suggesting that the rule of law daily, that the virtual currency destruction system involved in the case needs to be urgently improved. Basically saying that we need to make it easier, to just freeze people's assets. That's not the way to handle this new asset class, in my opinion. So obviously, we're still kind of in the beginning stages here of figuring this all out, what it's going to look like. But I just want to kind of bring this to light and say to you that read all of this, take it all in, but use your best judgment and listen to different angles, different sides, different people talk about this. I know one thing. I'm not letting articles like this flush me out of the market. When some things happen from a macroeconomic standpoint, and there was a lot of things going on when the bear market hit, with various wars starting around the globe, I did panic a little bit. I sold some crypto, and I'm looking back on it saying that was not a good decision. And I allowed that to impact me. I allowed that to get in me. And I know that happened with a lot of people. And I didn't sell it all, but I know a lot of people did. So go back to the drawing board and ask yourself, what's your long-term plan here, your long-term goal? Are you properly allocated in the various asset classes? For me, I think Bitcoin is very, very clearly not going away. I always call that my backbone of my portfolio. And that allows me to go take some chances in the altcoin market, but it also gives me that peace of mind when we get hit pieces like this come out and people try to attack the industry. It allows me to continue moving forward rather than taking 2 steps back. So I appreciate you guys for watching the video. Let me know what you think about all this down below. Again, we'll see you in the next one. Take care.